Hi everybody. It's Linda. This is Live with Linda. Yay! Today is April 14th, Tuesday, April 14th. It's 1 o'clock Central Time. This is the time you and I get to connect on Facebook, which has truly turned out to be one of my best friends. Anyway, I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for a lot of things today. The first thing I'm grateful for is the technology, right? Because without this technology, I don't know about you, but I always have, oh, here, Jean's with us. Hi, Jean. With the tech, I always think, oh, yes, we're all one. I feel connected to everybody. And, it really is a great idea. It's right. It's a true idea, and it's a great idea. But there really is nothing quite like when we make a connection, whether it's, certainly, Emil, nice to have you today. And it's great when we make a connection. It's wonderful, of course, when we do it in person, but right now that's not an option. And so this virtual connecting just is so satisfying and so fulfilling to me personally, and such a great intermediate step, right? It's not the end game, as we know, but it sure is terrific in the short term. So thank you very much for being with us. I'm trying to figure out, for some reason, the feed isn't scrolling, and I don't know why that is. Oh, Heather's with us. Hey, Heather, nice to have you. Heather's with us, and Kevin. I know, Kevin, I'm grateful too. Now listen, you guys, I'm trying to get the hearts on the emojis. Oh, I just got one up here. Okay, I want you all to know. Marguerite from Belfast. All right. Jordy, hi. Oh, my darling Jordy Ebright is with us. Hey, Jordy, great to have you. Great to have you with us today. So I wanted to talk to you guys about a few things, okay? Because one of the things I noticed is that I have virus fatigue. I don't know about you, but I really do. And what I mean by that is, I'm much more tired than usual. I want more cookies than I normally do. I don't want to bother washing my face. I know it sounds like it could be mimicking some other things, but I'm calling it virus fatigue. And I think for many of us, we've hit that point in the process where the drama, the shock, the impact, the glamour even is starting to wear off, and we're getting into the day-to-day grind of the new reality. Now, I'm really not calling it the new normal, because I don't think there's anything normal. Oh, CG in Malaysia, great to have you. And Deb, oh, terrific. Anthony, hey, Anthony. And Danuta from the UK, great. I know, Anthony, you are in Vegas, and Kevin is in Canada. It's great to have you guys. Anyway, so this whole business of virus fatigue, yes. So I got up this morning, I thought, if I have to wear loungewear one more day, I'm just gonna weep. So, and then I thought, well, how funny is it that I wanna wear pants with a waistband, right? And it's like, right now, elastic is my best friend. But you understand, it's like, I want to wear shoes. I want to wear regular shoes. I want to wear pants with a waistband. And I'm actually looking forward to a professional haircut sooner than later. But do you know what? I will be enjoying my Corona curl, I'm calling it, for as long as it takes, right? As long as it takes to be safe, to be protected. And I know that we're in a time when, there's so much confusing information. So we want to be mindful about, where we get our information, who we listen to, and as we apply strategies for maintaining our own health and protecting the health and well-being of those we love. Oh, good. Christina's with us from Alberta. All right. And Holly. Hey, Holly. And Wendy McDermott. Oh, terrific. Terrific. Oh, Tara, you're in Washington State. It's a gorgeous place. We used to live out there. I love it. Anyway, So I want to thank you again. Thank you all very much for being here. I want to do a special shout out to the people who are in watch groups. I know there's some of these watch groups, and those are a lot of fun. They really are, to like share and watch virtually, of course, at this point with your friends. And I know some of you are like texting and carrying on in between, and that's really, it's a ton of fun. And so I say have a watch party, right? But I also know that it's tricky because then I don't get to talk to you, and then you know I feel sorry for myself. But I don't know. It's true, right? Anyway, so to everybody in the watch parties, I want to thank you for being here, and I love you, and we'll have to just communicate in other ways, right? Telepathically. So listen, I'm thinking about a few things today. Oh, Heather's with us. Heather, Holly's in California, Grass Valley, Shrudi's here from India. Okay. Marguerite, Ian. Hey, Ian, thanks for being here. Yes. Anthony, this is so funny. So my friend Anthony is saying how important it is to keep his shoes on or he forgets how to walk, right? And his hair looks like a chicken butt. Oh, that's so funny and terrible. Oh, Jason. Hi, Jason from Lloydminster. Yes. Oh, Holly came over from a watch party. Yeah, they're a lot of fun, but we don't get to directly interact. So anyway, I wanted to tell you a couple of things. First of all, I want to remind you this will be the last Live with Linda for the next 4 weeks. The next one will be I believe it's May 19th. It's on a Tuesday, and we'll resume. I'm going to take a little break because I'm teaching an online certification class. It's a healing certification class, live online. If you're interested, go to lindahowe.com. But it's too much for me to do that and do Live with Linda's. So I just want to let you know we'll be back again in May. All right, end of May. So just so everybody has the same information. The other thing, though, I have to tell you what I was thinking about. I got a great email from somebody, and the email had to do with this woman was really getting a little workshop, as some of us sometimes do, right? She was getting a little bit upset, and what she was upset about is she was letting me know that she felt very thwarted. She felt like in expressing her soul's purposes, and she was getting itchy, right? Like, what am I going to do about my soul's purposes while we're on lockdown? And she basically was in solitary confinement, pretty upset. And it really led me to thinking and reflecting and doing a little work in my Akashic records, using the pathway prayer process. And what I was reminded, it's funny, it's like in some ways, and I know you know this too, we know so many things, but if we know everything all at once, our brains will explode. So we know things as we need them, right? So what came to my mind? Oh, Kathy Formosa, oh my darling. But what came to my mind about this was that we don't have to wait, okay? We do not have to wait. The great challenge for us is how to identify, not always so easy, but it's possible, how to identify and then to express our soul's purposes even when we're under these shelter-in-place orders, right? We have a new challenge, right? And it's very real. This is very real. This is not, this is not because you're too sensitive, although I know you're sensitive, but it's not because of that. It's actually, we are in it's a whole new ball game, as you know. So one of the things that I started to look at is like to go back to the foundation of what is this soul's purposes business about anyway? And I was reminded in my record that the soul is spiritual. And when we talk about soul's purposes, we're talking about something spiritual. And what is spiritual, right? So we're going to back our way into this. And when spiritual is rooted in love. So when we're talking about our soul's purposes, it has something to do with love. Now, when we're in a very materialistic frame of mind, right? It's all about acquisition. I'm going to get, I don't know, I'm going to get money, I'm going to get love, I'm going to gimme, right? But that's actually very fear-based, right? Because from a spiritual or holistic, right, a spiritual, loving perspective, all the love of life is already embedded in each and every one of us. So I know that within me is all the love. It's like an infinite, eternal fountain of love. Okay, so we're not going to put love in. What we're going to do is stimulate or activate our awareness of what's already within us. Okay, which helps really calm me down, because then I don't have to acquire anything, and I don't have to like figure out how I'm going to go get something out in the world, because it's already here. Very, very exciting, right? Oh, Kelly Joy, Amy Mack, cool, good. So these are some of the things we want to be thinking about. That the soul is made of love. So when we're talking about soul's purposes, we're talking about our relationship to the experience of love, not just the idea. Listen, I know you guys you're smart people. You know a lot. You probably know more than I do, right? But the fact is, what we're going for is experience, right? And so we're looking at the soul's purposes has something to do with the experience of love. Okay, now, when we look at purposes, we're talking about aims and intentions and aspirations, right? Yes. This is interesting, right? That these aspirations. So the soul's aspirations, the soul's intentions, the soul's good reasons in this lifetime for each and every one of us have to do with our individual experience and expression of love. Anthony raises a great point that, we're all one, he's been doing work on global unity, and we have, we're all one soul. I know it's old news to you, but every now and then I am startled when I realize it's still true, right? But that we're all one soul. So, and we're always connected to the one soul. We can't separate ourselves. We can't run away from it. We can't scare it away. No one can steal it. We can't even give it away, which is really a painful truth, is that nobody wants my soul. Everybody wants their own soul. I know you want your soul. I want my soul. Anyway, the challenge for us as awakening beings at this point in time is to discover for ourselves the unique ways in which we personally experience, and then of course express, the infinite love that's within us. Now listen, I'm not really a very sentimental person. In some ways I'm pretty crusty, right? A little callous, a little sarcastic. I am. Okay. So we're not talking about some kind of sentimental ooey gooey. Oh, the Canary Islands in Spain, very fabulous. God, I'd love to go there. Hi, Sue. Thank you for joining us. Anyway, so the challenge for each one of us is to discover for ourselves the unique individual ways we can experience and then express the love that's in us. Now, what's also fascinating to me is I know that 99.9% of you are visionaries at heart, right? You have the sense of the big picture and the scope of all time, and you've got brilliant ideas and insights for us all about the big picture and where we're going, where we're from, where we're going, what's possible, right? The really like the high potential of humanity, which is thrilling, let's face it. Here's the challenge. Right now, we can't do too much about it. Oh, Catherine Lloyd, hi, sweetheart. Okay, and Amy Mack. This is, while it's true that you have visionary consciousness, the challenge is, how do I apply and employ, right, my visionary awareness to my life today within the limitations that are keeping me safe? Yes, this is a tough question, right? So what we want to be doing on an ongoing basis is raising the question to ourselves, what can I do today, right? Because the only way we're going to navigate this time of the troubles, so to speak, is one day at a time. And if one more person says that to me, I'm afraid I'll start crying. You know, people are like, I'm just taking it a day at a time. I'm like, hey! You know, it's really the only way through this. And because here's the other truth, is that all of the power of life is available to each and every one of us, but it is only available in the moment, in the day, right? There's no yesterday. We can't like draw on yesterday's power. We can't draw on the future power. The pulse, my pulse, your pulse, our heartbeat, right? Our breath is all happening right now. And that is evidence of the presence of the infinite, eternal, immortal life force within us. And so the question, in order for the question to inspire and to activate and unleash that infinite love within, is to bring the question within to the day and ask, what can I do today to experience and express the love that's in me so that it's real, right? So I know for myself, I like things like, well, I'll meditate. Now listen, I meditate. I love to meditate. It's so fun. It's so great. It just thrills me. Hold on a second, Tara. I'm going to answer. Tara is asking, Joyce from Oregon, and Tara's got a great question I'm going to address in a minute. But the question really is, how do I do this now within the reality, right? So the reality of my life today, you know, we have a dog who I love to death. I really think this dog is my soulmate. And I'm not that person, you know. Anyway, his name is Chadwick the Adorable. He is an Irish doodle. So he's half setter, half standard poodle. He's 65 pounds of puppy. He's both Irish and French, so that ought to just, you know, it's a combination of those qualities. Anyway, but you know what? One of the things, and I'll tell you, I don't even know why. Taking this dog for a walk, I love this dog. He is silly. He is, I don't know, he's just full of life. He's got a spirit that just cannot be squashed. Anyway, so one of the things I did today to unleash, to put me in touch with that experience of love, because see, I can't share it if it's not real to me. And so what I want to do is look for what in my day today empowers me, activates me to connect with the experience of love within. Okay, so walk Chadwick. You know, I have my partner, Lisa. Lisa and I have been together, my God, for lifetimes, truly. But that's another story. But in this lifetime, it's like 35 years. But, you know, one of my favorite things is to go and to walk with her, to go on these walks with her. And so this morning we got to take a walk. It was wonderful. Now, it just turns out that I love snow. I really do. I love snow and I love cold. Well, don't you know, I'm here in Chicago. It's April 14th, and you know it's snowing, right? So this morning it's snowing. I'm with my Lisa. I'm with my dog. It's just like, oh my God, this is fabulous. Now, I have to tell you, part of me thinks, oh, it's so ordinary, Linda. It is ordinary. And that's what's really remarkable, is that within our lives, there are activities, there are things we can do that actually ignite the connection that we have with the love within. And when it is real to us, we naturally share it with others. Because one of the laws of life is you cannot give away what you don't have. So don't ask me for $1 million because I don't have it. Okay. Well, I do have, and then I put, because we had Easter here in the States on Sunday. We had Easter and I made a ham. And and what that really means is we eat a little bit of ham on Easter, and then we eat ham every day for about 5 days. But today is the day of making a split pea soup with a ham bone in it. Okay. I love to do that. Why? Who knows? Okay. But so the thing is, we don't want to get too caught up in why do I love this? Blah, blah. Doesn't matter. And what matters is that we let ourselves do those things we enjoy. And as we do that, life opens up and we have more and more opportunities to give and to share with others. It is tremendous. The purpose of the soul's journey as human, right, is to grow into unconditional love for ourselves, for others, and then all of creation. Okay, so we start with ourselves, because the truth is, you are the center of your own universe. I'm the center of mine. And if we are not enjoying who we are, then we're just, it's not good. Okay. Okay, Kathy's here. Hey, Kathy, nice to have you. Okay. Kathy, oh, Diana's with us. Hey, Diana. Okay. Kathy has Jake the Beagle. How about, isn't that funny? It is, okay. And Kathy's talking about the dogwood winter. Cheryl Matthew is with us. Valerie, Mina, Karna, thank you for being here today, darling. Okay, now, who was it? Somebody had a question here, a comment. Tara Gee. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Isn't our soul's purpose going to change throughout our lives? This is a great question, because the purpose itself doesn't change, right? So there's a universal soul's purpose that we all share, okay? And that is to grow into unconditional love for ourselves, others, and all of creation, starting with the self, okay? And we all share that, right? Now, it's very easy to be in a space of unconditional love when you don't have a body or a mortgage, right? Or a mate, or whatever the heck you've got, right? It's really a challenge to love ourselves as we are loved by life when we are mere mortals. And that is, from an Akashic perspective, that is the universal soul's purpose. That's the shared soul's purpose. Now, what's interesting, Tara, is that the way I experience and express love and grow into unconditional love in my life can be very different from the way you do it. Because even though we are from cut of the same cloth, truly, right? We share the same soul, right? Oh, the big soul. We are unique individual expressions of that one. And so I am the Linda expression. You are the Tara, right? Amy is the Amy expression. We are all individual expressions of the one soul. Fine. And what happens as human beings, and you know this, listen, the way I experience and express love now at 65 is certainly different than when I was 25. Okay, it's the same purpose, but the form changes, right? So that's what I find it really fascinating, right? Okay, just relax, Sparky. And Oscar, oh, somebody, Leroy, Sandy has an English bulldog. Isn't that funny? Oh, they are just, oh, they are really some. They are so cute. Anyway, let's see. So the purpose itself doesn't change, right? What what does change and what needs to change? If I am still doing at 65 when I was doing at 25, well, the truth is I wouldn't be alive. I would have just, I would have exploded. It would not have been good. Now, listen, I had a lot of fun when I was 25, as is appropriate for a 25-year-old. But at 65, what triggers within me the experience and the expression of love is really different than what it used to be. Now, within these limitations, as we do this, as we are conscious of it, and we don't have to be victims of this. Oh, I was feeling very victimy about this, like, oh, rah, rah, rah. Then I get mad at the television and the government and the this and the that. And that's fine for a moment, right? It's okay. Let's take a look at that. But then I realize that it's not helpful. It's not helpful to live in the muck, right? And so I want to begin to look at what can I actually do today to experience and express love. The other thing is, like, I know, I don't know, I have on every day I make a to-do list. I love to-do lists. I live for them. And on an index card, my friend Valerie and I were down with office supplies. Anyway, so I do love it. I do love an index card. And on the index card, I write down, what my plan for the day. Whether or not I can achieve everything is not the point. The point is it helps me to get organized. And like one of the things, I put down a name of a friend of mine that I'm going to reach out to, okay? And it's a funny thing, simply by having it in my mind, who can I make contact with today, right? These are the factors. This is what, right, stimulates the experience of love and then the expression of it. So this is what, the other thing I have found very curious, I think it's so fascinating, is that when I think of others and how I could maybe, I don't know, bring a little happiness into their day or just make contact with them, right? That makes me happier. So one form, I know people talk to me a lot about self-care. Okay, terrific, Tara, that's wonderful. People talk to me about self-care. And I think one of the instruments, right, maybe, of self-care is thinking of others and how we can be helpful. Now, I'm not talking about to your own detriment. That's not what I mean at all. But there are people in your life who are really stranded with this virus. Maybe they're sick, maybe they're afraid they're going to get sick, there's a whole list, right? We have a whole list of possibilities. And just to reach out to them. It's one thing to think good thoughts. Don't get me wrong. I think that's great to think good thoughts. But to make a real difference, we have to make a connection in real life. And it's so curious that at this point in time, we cannot go visit people, really. We just can't. But what we can do is connect with them virtually. And I'm actually a little concerned, like when this is all over, I don't know, is anybody going to leave their house? Anyway, no, I know we will. Anyway, so I'm wondering if you guys have any questions. That's really all I have to say. But this business of how do I even think about, right? How do I entertain this issue of being aligned, consciously aligned? We're always on purpose, listen, but we want to be conscious, right, and deliberate in experiencing and expressing our soul's purposes. I think if we remember that they're spiritual, and spiritual is about love, right? And I know your intention is to find ways to really be full of love, to be full of the experience of love. And the challenge as human beings is to find ways through ordinary human living that activate that experience within us. So that's what we're we're all about here. Allison J is with us. Pam is with us. Thank you so much, Jennifer. It's nice to have you. So that's the story. Again, I want to remind you, we're going to be I have to take a couple weeks off. I will miss you. You know I will. I will miss you. But here's the thing. If you will come to, I'll be back in 4 weeks. I'm going to take 4 weeks off to do this live online class. I'm doing the healing certification, right, to be a certified healing practitioner of the pathway prayer process, Akashic Records. So that's coming up. And once that's over, then we'll come back. That'll be like May 19th. We'll be able to get together again. So I think that's okay. Do we have more? Oh, great. Here's Holly is saying something. I know, Holly, isn't this the truth? When this is over, the whole idea or the whole experience of being with one another in person is like, oh, I mean, it really, I do. I feel like that it will bring a heightened awareness of the value, right? And it's interesting. I know I've realized there are some people in my life, I really miss seeing them. I just want to see them for a few minutes. I want to talk to them. You know, I have my son. My son is Michael. He's 26. I can't tell you. I just want to see him for a little bit and give him a hug, right? And then he can go. You know, I don't want to, he doesn't have to move in. He doesn't have to move back in. But you understand this. And I know you all have that too. There are people, you love them and you want to see them. Yes, thanks. Yes, take good care too. All right. Do you have a feeling when this will be over? And do you read this? Do you look at the globe as a group energy? I don't know. Kathy Formosa. So Kathy Formosa and I are old friends from the revolution, probably. Only God knows. But these are great questions, Kathy. Thank you. I don't know when this is going to be over. I really don't. My sense is that I think when everybody's, this is the thing. One of the things I understand is that whatever we resist will persist, right? So I think the more resistance I have, and I can't do anything about anybody else's resistance. Everybody's entitled to their own experience. So I just know for myself, the more I surrender. Now, this does not mean resignation, you understand, but the more I allow it, like, wow, this is certainly a different way to live, right? And as an American, it never occurred to me I would go to the store and find empty shelves. I mean, there's so many things about it. I'm like, wow, this is wild. It really is wild, and it's a different way to live, and it's calling up different parts within each one of us in our own little way, right? In our own way, in our own path. I believe that as each and every one of us surrenders to the reality, allows this to be. You know, there have been pandemics, there have been viruses, I mean, there have been plagues, there have been a lot of terrible things throughout history. I've just like wiped people off just like right off the land mass and into the ocean. I mean, really horrible. This is not new. What's new about this is that because of our awareness of our oneness through modern technology, right, the internet, instant communication, we are aware of it as it's happening. It used to be that when we would be in times like this, we would have this sense of like, oh, it's just me and my village. Everybody in my village is dying, right? But it would never occur to me, oh, I might hear about, some people down at, on the other side of the mountain, but we didn't live that way. We lived very separate, right? And the way we lived was an expression of how we understood our relationship. And now we are understanding, more people on the planet are understanding the reality of our oneness, right? The unity of consciousness. And because of that, we have now communication that is facilitating that awareness. So, but I don't really when's it going to be over? I think when we adjust to it, and I think when they find a vaccine. I think in the meantime, it's touch and go, right? I also think it's so interesting that, you know, that so many of the traditional institutions, you know, whether it be governments, religions, you know, economies, you know, they've always been, certainly in my lifetime, pretty reliable, right? Pretty, you know, I can count on the government for certain things. I can count on a religion for certain things. And we are in a time when all bets are off, right? Because any traditional institution, organization, like that cannot sustain itself in a time like this, they're just falling apart, as you know. So that's really interesting. Do you read this? Do you look at the globe as a group energy? I don't understand the question. Is there a group energy of humanity? Yes, there is, because there is a shared, you know, because we're one soul, right? One soul with a gazillion, bazillion expressions. Right, so it's interesting. We have a unity of consciousness, and we also have an infinite variety of expression, which is pretty amazing when you think of that particular paradox. Oh, Valerie put that up. The course online. Hi, Lori Beth, how are you? There is the prerequisite. There is no prerequisite, but you can take, even if you've never had a class with me before, and you're certainly welcome. There is a book, you know, I have the book is Healing Through the Akashic Records. That's the required reading. So you want to read the book, right? You'll need it for the class. It'll really help you. But just come to the class. Well, you know, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I'll teach you everything you need to know. You know, we meet twice a week for a total of 4 hours. There's homework. I love homework. I love to give it. I love to do. I love homework so much that I share it with you. But there's homework, and then we have free home, you know, like extra, like homework sessions on Saturdays. So you can go to those or not. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. We're going to have a private Facebook group so we can all, you know, be in communication. So there's a lot going on. I really, it's important to me. It's the core of my work, right? It's really about how healing, what healing means, and how it's understood through the Akashic lens. I have found it to be life-changing. And I have to tell you, my expectations were low when I first started getting this, but I want you to know it has transformed my relationship with really with so many of my injuries and wounds as a human being, and really freed me to enjoy the wonderful life that I have. And it can do the same for you. So, all right, Kathy, let's see, you're using your CD of the book. Oh, good. Okay. Oh, Mary's with us. Hi, boo-boo. How are you? Mary in Memphis. Okay. What are we meant to? Well, I don't know. So Pam, this is a great question. Pam is asking, what are we meant to learn from this experience? I would really, I was asking myself that, right? And what I get, my guidances, I love my guidances. It really strikes me funny. But the real question is, what am I meant to learn? I don't know. Maybe we're not meant to learn anything, right? But maybe we are. And so, but the question is very personal. So I would say to you, Pam, honey, what are you learning, right? Because I know that you will learn exactly what's available to you, right? I don't know that there's any collective, like we all have to learn something. I think the only thing there is for us to learn is how to love ourselves, even when we're jerks. That to me is the ultimate spiritual challenge. It really is, if you think about it. So think about that, Pam. I think it's a terrific question. What are we meant to learn, right, from this experience? So embracing what is being offered in this experience, right? Terrific. And Julia, sweetheart, Kat, I haven't heard from you in a long time. Nice to see you. We can create a new normal. So Kathy this is so interesting. Kathy raises this thing, we can create a new normal. So what's really important, and I think it's something for all of us to think about, I mean, me too, right, is what if I want a new normal? I mean, maybe you want a new, maybe you don't want a new, maybe your old normal was just great. But see, it has to start today, right? The seed has to go in the ground. It is springtime, BTW. So what is the new normal I would like for myself? Because the reality is that we don't have, while we can be an influential presence in the world, we do not have control over others. And everyone gets to interpret their experience in their own way. So it's really important to think about, what is a new normal that I would like for myself, and what can I do about it today? And that would be a way to really move it, right? That's great. Thank you. Thanks, Holly. Noella, what a great name. Lee, hey Lee, nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. All right, now listen, we have just a couple more minutes here. Oh, I've got a bunch of comments. Good. Lee, thank you. Deanna, let's see, you were surrendering. Deanna was making masks. Ha ha ha. You find yourself admitting and Frank's with us. Listen, there will be resistance. Listen, we're human beings. Come on. How do I love myself even though I'm resistant? Ooh, right? This is what's asked of us, because that's where the power is. The power is in our ability to extend kindness and respect to ourselves, even when we are not living up to our own ideals and standards. I think one of the things that's really tricky for people on the path, right, is that you can have a really strong sense of your own potential, and you can have a sense of the potential of others, right? It's like, oh, it's very real. You can see, like, God, we see people, it's like, God, you could be so incredible. Oh my God, if you quit like doing X, Y, and Z, right? And we have this for ourselves as well. We have the ability to see what's possible, right? To see this magnificent soul level truth about the people that we encounter. Challenges, love ourselves and others, even though we are not at this time living up to our potential, okay? Because the problem is that criticisms and negative judgments, harsh attitudes that we have toward ourselves and others for not living up to their potential, right? What happens is that causes us to get really stuck. So the only way, I think it's such a wild paradox, the only way we can actually bloom into our highest potential is to be kind, respectful, and loving to ourselves, even when we are still imperfect as human beings. The other thing that I've been learning a lot about is that life has never said to me, Linda, you're not perfect, you can't participate, go home. Never. Life doesn't say that. Life says, oh, you're imperfect, but we need your help anyway. I think that's hilarious. Okay, so that we can all participate and do our part, even though, even though we're not perfect. Oh, and Deb is asking, God, Deb, this is a juicy question. The benefits of prayer. When we are meant to experience certain, can prayers affect any outcomes? I don't, okay, so here's what I know about prayer. I pray all the time, okay? And what I pray is that I be able to be the person that I'm meant to be. Okay, that's my prayer. My prayer is that I be able to love myself and others as life loves us. My prayer is that I be able to see the good in others, even when there isn't a lot of evidence. Okay, I don't know about affecting outcomes. I really don't. This sounds like, I don't know what that is. Is that prayer? I don't know. I know with prayer, I always have to, I was raised in a traditional religion, and there was a God who was really frightening, and he was basically a cosmic scorekeeper. I was very afraid of that God. And when I prayed to that God, I was pretty sure punishment, hell was on its way. I was on my way to hell. That's not pretty much I was sure of. And so my prayer really took the form of a lot of begging and pleading and trying to convince God to help me. And as I have grown in my own spiritual awareness, I have learned that God is not real. It's not God, right? It's something, I don't know, somebody made it up to scare their kids and get them to go to bed on time. I don't know what that was. But you want to always notice, who am I praying to? Who am I praying to? And what are my expectations, right? What are my expectations? And I think that's really helpful. I think really for me, the point of prayer is to get myself aligned with the highest good that life has to offer. Okay, now I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, you see. I really don't. I don't think timing is, I think there's so many factors. As human beings, we really are mortal. And it's interesting because we are mere mortals, and yet we are infinite beings. I mean, no wonder we're all having a heck of a time, because both are true. Anyway, so this is what we have. All right, now listen. This is all for today. I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to it. I love it that we have this time. So thank you for being here and for taking time out of your day. I know there's a lot going on, and I appreciate you joining not only with me but with one another. There is something really amazing that happens when we consciously and deliberately place ourselves with others who are headed in the same direction. They don't have to have the exact same ideas that we do. They don't have to behave according to our standards. But there's something really moving to me about gathering with others who are committed to seeking and finding the light in everyday life. And so for that, I really thank you. I look forward to our time together. And I don't know, I love you very much. Namaste.